So, I'm a man of my word. And 3 days ago, I made a video about Lamar Jackson talking about how people on Twitter thought that he was a quitter. People on Twitter thought he was faking an injury. And in that video, I think some people got confused with my take because I was kind of more or less defending those who thought that on Twitter. That's not my personal opinion. I always thought the guy never faked an injury. I made a video the night before saying that I don't think I think he actually was injured. I don't think he was quitting on his team. But I understand why people on Twitter are saying that because it didn't pass the smell test, right? It was one of those situations where it just seemed so likely that it was him quitting on the team and not just, again, actually injured. Now, again, like I said, at the end of the day, I don't think Lamar Jackson would have done that, but you never know, okay? You never know. It is what it is. But I think some people got confused in that video because they thought I was saying that he was doing that and he was faking an injury. I was not saying he was faking an injury. What I was saying is I was defending people on Twitter who said it because it does make sense if you really stop and think about it. Beside the point, guy's out for 2 to 3 weeks, okay? Hamstring injury. So that's going to change a lot. I mean, obviously for our side, not really much. And I say that because, we're probably going to lose the next 2 games. And I again, this is not me being negative. If anything, it's me being very positive. I made a video the other day talking about this and our path to the playoffs. And part of our path to the playoffs, if you watched my video the other day, I said we're going to lose to the Broncos, we're going to lose to the Packers, we're going to lose to the Lions, we're going to lose to the Steelers twice. And we're probably going to split with the Ravens because now that game might not be on Thanksgiving, which should be interesting. And if the Ravens really start going downhill, they might not play Lamar Jackson anymore, and they might just put in their backups as well. So, because of that, and if there's any setbacks on Lamar Jackson hamstring, this is part of the process I laid out before. Like, again, I think a lot of people who watch that video might not realize this is the process, okay? We're going to lose games moving forward, and we're going to lose a lot of them. And I said it before the Broncos game as well. Going through our schedule, we're going to lose the Broncos, we're going to lose Lions, we're going to lose Packers, we're going to lose the Steelers game. We're going to lose these next 4 games. I think we'll beat the Jets. I think we'll beat the Bears. I think we'll beat the Steelers the second time. Well, actually, I think we could beat the Steelers the first time around, but the second time around, we might lose in Pittsburgh. I think we'll beat the Patriots. We'll lose to the Ravens. We'll beat the Bills, because at this point, if we're still in contention, Joe will come back. And then once Joe comes back, obviously everything is, completely different. But before that, yeah, I think we're going to lose a lot of games. I mean, we have a tough schedule coming up, and, it's still possible, and crazy to say this, right? It's still possible to make playoffs even if we do lose those set amount of games. It's not like it's a, dead to right type of situation. There is still a situation where we can make the playoffs. And once Joe comes back, everything changes. So, with that being said, I know it's crazy, but I think there is a situation where, though, we do need to go get a new quarterback. But again, like I said, even if we do lose the next, let's say, 3 games, not 4 games, but the next 3 games, I have to imagine, okay, hear me out here with the imagination. If we lose the next 3 games, at some point, the Bengals have to either, 1, probably get a new quarterback, which should help us out somewhat. And number 2, hopefully some play calling changes happen, or something else big happens. You have to assume that, right? Anyway, so the Ravens are about to play the Texans, the Rams, and the Bears. They're going to lose all 3 of these games. Texans, Rams, but yeah. They're going to lose all 3 of these games without Lamar Jackson. That's just kind of how it is. They're going to lose the next 3 games without Lamar. He'll come back for the Dolphins game. They'll beat the Dolphins. They'll probably lose to they might lose to the Vikings. And again, any setbacks, obviously, even worse. They're 1-3. So, if he's out for 2 to 3 weeks, if he's, if they go 0-3, that's 1-6. Even if he's out for 2 weeks, 1-5. They're in a very tough part of their schedule, and losing the quarterback, trust us, we know, Never easy. So 1-5, 1-6. It's I don't know the mathematic equation on what the comeback rate of that is, but I think it's very, very low. So I would say their season is all but done. Brownies, their season was done after we beat them week 1. So I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. Unless we, again, like I said, kind of hold out hope and then eventually we get a situation where the Bengals kick into high gear when Joe comes back. Again, that's if we're still in playoff competition. Obviously, I do realize there's a scenario where we're, not in playoff competition, right? And we keep losing out, right? We lose all the games out. And you know what? I don't want to live in that world. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to live in that negative world. Maybe that world is based in reality, and maybe I'm not being based in reality. But I'm going to base myself in a situation where I feel like, I keep that hope that maybe something good could happen. Anyway, Steelers. Here's the thing, right? And I obviously, injuries, never a good thing. But there is a scenario where, and we already lost Lamar Jackson, the Ravens did, and we lost Joe Burrow. And I say we, I mean the AFC North. The AFC North already lost 2 star quarterbacks. I just don't see the scenario where Rodgers lasts the whole season. I really don't. And the Steelers' backups to that is Mason Rudolph and that kid from, what's his name? Will Howard? Yeah, Will Howard. So I'm just saying, like, there's a scenario where week 15 comes around, right? And we have the only quarterback left. Like, Joe comes back healthy, and it's like, holy moly, everyone else doesn't have a quarterback. So, I mean, we'll see. Obviously, you never want injury. I don't want Aaron Rodgers getting injured. I know some people, that's their thing. Like, hey, yeah, whatever, I don't care. And I get it. There are fan bases out there who screamed, F Joe Burrow, rat birds, I'm looking at you, when Joe went down. But at the end of the day, how I look at things in life is you don't fight fire with fire, And at the end of the day, yes, I understand other fan bases do and say stupid stuff and, fluff them for that. At the end of the day, we're not them. We're better than them, And, well, not as a team, like as people, we are better than them. So we're not going to stoop down to the level. So even though other fan bases like to make fun of Joe Burrow for getting hurt, we don't have to stoop down to the level and make fun of their quarterback getting hurt either. That's kind of how I look at it. But see you guys in the next one. Eye for an eye. The whole world goes blind.